Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Review in Post Episode 5, NBA Finals Game 5. And I'm going to go over this game this time. It's going to be a little bit more in depth to different situations and different storylines in this particular game. And we're going to get into the controversy and all the big and bad news we have for you today. And in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, it was a solid game. And the difference here in this game, it's a bit time different. I say a fan of basketball. I say it's time for all fans of basketball. Because the final score was 105-106. By the way, Warriors win with a late game heroic effort from Steph Curry and Klay Thompson with the big threes at the end of the night. But we're going to get into really what decided the game, in my opinion, was the first quarter. Really felt the end of the game when the Warriors were able to go on their little runs. And really, it's all because, in my opinion, of Kevin Durant. That is why the Warriors won this game. His 11 points were a big 11 points. The Raptors didn't come back in the game until towards the end. And it was very similar to Game 2 in a way. When, like, if you are going to try to come back from a big lead, you have to do it as soon as you can, not at the very last moment. You're not going to do that. You're not going to be able to do that. It's just not how it's going to work, because you run out of gas at the very end. Make it in the exact middle period of time, so the other team has a second wind and say, oh, we just blew this, we have to do something now. You don't want to give that other team that opportunity. You want to at least get a decent lead. And against Golden State, no matter, as long as the score isn't over 10, as long as you got them over 10, I could say you're safe, maybe. And that's really iffy. Because if you have two of the greatest 3-point shooters on the team. I mean, two of the greatest. I don't mean two of the greatest. I mean the two greatest shooters of all time on the court. In Klay and Curry shooting, you're going to get a lot of buckets. You're going to catch a lot of shots that you say, oh, that you think it's a bad shot, but for them, it's really not. And really, the hot shooting of Klay Thompson, along with Durant's 11-point flurry in the first, and his overplayed minutes that he had, really were stuff to end for the Raptors early on, in my opinion. Because I believe that if Kevin Durant didn't come back this game and didn't give those 11, we'd be talking about the Raptors winning the championship right now. And we'd be looking to see, and we'd be looking forward to next season, hopefully, and be trying to wonder where Kevin Durant's going to go this offseason. But let me break into that really fast. Kevin Durant's injury is a very nasty looking thing. You could actually, if you've seen the video, you can see his leg actually pop. Like, his whole calf just moved in an unnatural way. Like, I'm not gonna influence anybody to do anything dangerous, but if you get up and like look at the move he did and watch the video and like just hit the move, or like hit the leg movements that he did, and you see how your leg isn't moving when you do it, and how his is. It's pretty disgusting. It's pretty disgusting, and it's very traumatizing to see. You never want to see a player get hurt. And by the way, I'd like to mention also that the Warriors players and a lot of the fans were saying the Raptors were cheering for the injury. I don't think they were cheering for the injury, because I don't care what's going on the floor. If somebody's on the fast break, I'm gonna yell super loud and cheer for my player to dunk the ball. I'm not worried about an injury till the play is over. The play wasn't stopped yet. And then when the play was stopped, they were still cheering because of the foul. I'm sure they've seen Durant hurt, but they're not worried about that. There's been so many times this season where Durant has fallen, or another big name player has fallen on the ground. They're acting like they're so hurt when they're perfectly fine. No skin off there. And really, it's a dangerous frame of set. Really, it's a dangerous. I mean, there's gonna be those guys. Like, we're in the NBA Finals. Everyone is watching basketball right now. These people aren't actually. A lot of these people aren't actually fans of the sport. They're just there. Oh, the Raptors are gonna win. Oh, I'm all suddenly a fan of the Raptors now. I'm gonna watch every game. I'm such a Raptors fan. I've been a Raptors fan for the last 25 years. Never watched a Raptors game in the DeMar DeRozan era, in the Vince Carter era. And they're gonna claim to be the biggest diehard fans in the world. Claiming that this has always been their team. They've always been rooting for these guys. And that's how it's gonna be. And a lot of those people are garbage fans. And they realize with Durant's injury, their chances of winning the championship are still at that level they were before he came back. And I'm just going to leave that there because that could be a whole separate video. And Durant being injured and just allowing himself playing, being hurt, being pressured into playing and stuff like that is really disgusting. I told you last video that it would be a very bad decision for him to play. The loss does count on his finals record. If the Warriors lose, if they don't come back from this 2-3 deficit now, actually, not a 3-1 anymore. If they come back, he gets the championship. If they don't come back, he gets another loss on his finals record. And also, this may have implications for the rest of his career because we may never see the same athletic freak Kevin Durant anymore. We may never see him running the floor like he would this year. Like him getting dunks and just being all over the floor, using his body to its fullest potential. You might not ever see that again. You might see a little flash of it here and there, but you're never going to see it at the same level again, maybe. With this, if he really did tear his Achilles. And it's a really depressing thing to see a player of that caliber go down, a player of any caliber getting an Achilles injury. Like I remember DeMarcus Cousins being injured, and John Wall earlier this year hurting his Achilles, or one of my favorite players, Victor Oladipo, hurting his quad. Was really bad in my opinion, and that affected the entire season of these guys, of these players' teams. That affected their entire season. I'm gonna do a separate video talking about that stuff later on because I feel like that would be a great thing to talk about. Hopefully, I feel like that would be a great thing to talk about. But we're gonna get into the rest of the game here. But DeMarcus Cousins, right after the Durant injury, came in and he played amazing for the first few minutes. And he did his job. He played good. He did what he hadn't really done all series yet. And he got his buckets. He got his stops. He did his thing. We're going to kind of shoot towards the final. But the Raptors did make that run, and they got the score close. They took the lead after Kawhi hit the flurry of buckets in a row with a quick 8 points. And Nick Nurse called timeout, which quite a few people say cost the Raptors the game. And that was a terrible decision. But what are you gonna do? He probably shouldn't have called it. He should have let it ride out. Like if you can't call timeout when your team has all the momentum like that. It was a bad decision. So they might be true on that fact, but I think Durant coming in and just getting his 11 was the difference maker for this game, in my opinion, in that first quarter. Because if you got to play catch up the whole night, it's going to be a tough ball. And Steph Curry and Klay Thompson did what they do best, and they shot the ball well when it mattered. And they sealed the game and showed that the Warriors will live to fight another day. And now, I'm just going to get into the X Factors. And the X Factors for Game 6 will be the Raptors have to maintain the same level. They got to keep playing. They got to make sure they get the same stops they've been getting this entire series. Do not let Klay turn into Game 6 Klay, the legendary figure that destroyed the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 6 in 2016 and brought Kevin Durant to Golden State. Don't be those guys. Don't let Steph Curry and Kevin Durant dominate you. Keep running that box and one. If he can't adjust to it, so be it. Lock him down. Lock Klay down. Klay Thompson is shooting at a historic level in this final series. Like, his shooting in Game 5 was just nothing short of amazing. And my X factor for the Warriors is they have to find a game plan that works. They gotta find a way to play properly. Like, they have squeaked out a couple games they shouldn't have won this series. And they have just barely squeaked out those games. They haven't truly earned a victory, in my opinion. They haven't truly earned one. And I think that they have to max their potential out. They have to play how they've been playing the last 5 years. They have to be the Golden State Warriors. Injuries to Kevon Looney and KD. Kevon Looney was a bottom of the bench guy in 2015, 2016. Kevin Durant wasn't even on the team until 2016, 2017. You gotta get into it. You gotta play. And they gotta play. It's that simple. And then another one is for both teams. Do not allow the game to be close in the fourth quarter. Because the Warriors are not that good in that fourth stretch. They're not good. They're not. And the Raptors, outside of Kawhi Leonard, they aren't good either. And also that shot that Draymond blocked in the game was nasty. we should not have hit the side of the backboard on that one. But neither of them should be trying to play shot for shot fourth quarter basketball. And I thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.